All right, welcome back. We got our weekly stock market update. We're going to keep this one pretty short this week. Not a whole lot to go over other than we got some big earnings this week and the market continues to make new all-time highs. This week we did have oil drop a little bit. We are down 9%. We're still hanging around in the low 90s, and I don't expect oil to make a huge move to the downside or to the upside. I think we're kind of steadying out here in this low 90s level. And obviously we'll have to wait and see till we get more geopolitical news on where oil wants to ultimately go. The semiconductors 52-week highs, and they are just on a blistering move to the upside. We'll look at some insane charts, but AMD had earnings this week and they absolutely crushed it, and all of the components that are going into the data centers continue to do really well. So it's no longer just the GPUs. We also need CPUs, which come from AMD and Intel. We need cooling, we need electricity, and all the companies that are involved in that process are really seeing their earnings and their guidance just go through the roof. So this is really nice to see. We're seeing so many different companies. I've had to expand my watch list to all kinds of different power providers, component providers, electrical providers, and these charts look unbelievable. The other big piece today was cybersecurity finally making a big pop to the upside. So we made a video a few weeks ago on CrowdStrike, and the point of the video was, it seems to me that the cybersecurity sell-off was overdone, and we're going to need even more cybersecurity due to AI, not less. So we had some earnings today from Fortinet, and that reiterated what we were talking about in that video, and because of that we got a nice pop today. But cybersecurity has been moving over the last couple of weeks regardless. So this cybersecurity, I think, is potentially a precursor to what we could see in the near future, is a little bit more of a rotation from the semiconductors into some of the software names. I think cybersecurity is the first leg of this, and as we get a little bit more earnings from some of these cybersecurity names, we had Palantir this week. They had great earnings as well. Palantir is pretty flat just because its valuation is so high, but we're seeing the quality software names, they're holding up in this. The fundamentals of the business are holding up. The stock price is something totally different, but this whole narrative that AI is going to destroy software, I think, is also overcooked, just like it was in cybersecurity. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just go right into the charts, because there's not a whole lot else to talk about other than you need to see what's going on out here in this market. So let's go ahead and find a company like ARM. ARM makes the components for some of these small semiconductors. Huge pop. We're looking at a weekly chart here because these moves are just so large. You got to really zoom out to see them. SMCI doesn't look like much here on the long term, but we did have a 25% move the other day. Broadcom, one of the largest companies in the world. I think it's a top 10 company by market cap. Huge 3 weeks here. ASML near all-time highs as well. Taiwan Semi continues to be strong. We already talked about Qualcomm last week. Intel. I mean, some of these charts are just, it's hard to look at. Just insane. AMD, what a beast. AMD, phenomenal company. Their market cap is $665 billion, and they are making $10 billion in revenue a quarter, and they're guiding for $11 billion for next quarter. So phenomenal move there. Marvell's another name, and then we can get into some of these memory names. We've got Seagate, just unbelievable move. Micron as well. Micron's market cap is $700 billion, and they had earnings a few weeks ago of $23 billion. That's great. Wow, and they're guiding for $33 billion. So the question with the semis and the memory names is this cyclical or is this here to stay? Because we've seen in the past, this was the dot-com bubble where we have huge move up and then it just did not last. We've seen this before with memory and we've seen this with semiconductors, but nothing to this scale. I mean, unbelievable. All right, so look at some software names here. This is Fortinet. This is cybersecurity. So let's go find some other cybersecurity names here. So there's Fortinet. Where is Palo Alto? nice move today as well, 9% for Palo Alto, and then good old CrowdStrike finally back over the $500 level. So a nice bounce here. Again, we talked about it. The chart looked constructive long term, but CrowdStrike is known to have these large drawdowns, but they're typically bought up because of the quality of the company long term. All right, so we do have some more earnings coming up. We've got Coinbase today, and we are still going to be waiting for Nvidia, but like we talked about last week, Nvidia is going to likely have phenomenal numbers. A lot of their reaction in the stock is going to be based on what they say guidance-wise, but we are looking at a $78 billion quarter for Nvidia, and we'll have to see what they guide towards. And it's also such a large company, so a lot of these names that we saw make tremendous moves, it's going to be hard for Nvidia to do that because Nvidia has already made such a ginormous move over the last couple of years. But still, this company, I don't think will be slowing down anytime soon. At least their fundamentals, what the stock price does, we do not know. So that's all I got for this video, short and sweet, and I will talk to you guys all on Sunday. All right, peace out.